storage capacity limitations, and it's fundamentally not an automated solution. So you can't achieve having unattended backups, and you therefore can't know and be certain that your data is in fact being backed up every day. And then DVDs and CDs really have a far greater prevalence in the market than they should as a technology medium. They're relatively unreliable, cheap, which is why they've become very popular, but technology that fails very easily. And in fact, the healthcare industry has suffered several very high-profile data loss incidents, which involved either DVDs of electronic information that got released that shouldn't, and also tapes. So just looking at some of these technologies and comparing it to the world of online backup, generally backup's a messy area of technology. It's when you look at deployment, setting up backup solutions is usually complex. You usually have to bring in your outside IT vendor. Not with online backup. Online backup's just straight software which you can install yourself inside your practice or your business. Very inexpensive to deploy. From a coverage standpoint, one of the most common areas of data breach and also areas where backups are deficient is around laptop devices. So laptops moving in and out of medical businesses, moving in and out of hospitals. The data on that laptop is not only often not secure, but it's often not backed up, usually because traditional backup solutions architected around tape or disk or CD or DVD can't handle the data that's moving in and out of the network. So you've got a real coverage issue with some of these existing backup solutions. When we look at media, there just is no media issue with online backup. It's software. You deploy it on the computers that you need to be protected, and then those computers are protected to our data centers. Data is always stored redundantly in at least 2 different data centers, and there is no media. It's what we call set and forget. On the recovery side, if you've ever been involved in a total recovery of a data environment, you'll know that can, with traditional backup solutions, that can take days, and you can literally be looking at days of downtime for your business, which poses a massive risk to your business at any given time. And generally, data loss incidents strike at the most inconvenient times. With online backup, recovery is a fundamentally different paradigm. Your data is accessible to you in real time, so you can literally access your data from the cloud from any computer at any time, making recovery an extremely simple exercise for you and in your business. And that significantly diminishes the risk you've got around business continuity. Imagine if you're a pharmacy or a small medical business and your health information system goes down for 2 days, for example, because you had to recover that data from tape. That's 2 days of really lost business. And there's a study from Hewlett-Packard that actually shows that 70% of small businesses in America who experience a total data loss incident go out of business within 6 months. Now, those statistics may not be directly on point for the healthcare industry, but it's a good bellwether statistic for small business across America in general. And so I've touched on this next point here, which is access to data. I want to go back to the security comment, because security is one of the most important principles inherent in the HIPAA regulations. Data backup relying on disk or tape or CD or DVD is fundamentally insecure. That's data that is not being encrypted and can be accessed by just about anybody, so long as they can get physical access to the media. Now, what has often happened in the past is accidental loss of media, which then led to, I'm talking about some of the high-profile data loss incidents. It's generally been around because somebody didn't realize that they'd taken tapes off-site, or an employee left the company and had access to the tapes and media. None of that's even remotely possible in the online backup world. All of the data is encrypted with military-grade encryption right there on the computer that you're protecting, and is then shipped over an encrypted tunnel to our data centers and then re-encrypted before it's left at rest on the data centers. So the security built into online backup at every layer is just in a class above the security associated with some of the more traditional backup solutions. And then from a cost standpoint, online backup is just fundamentally more affordable. You're talking about sometimes as much as an 80% reduction in cost when you compare an online backup solution to a tape-based backup solution or a disk-based backup solution. So you've got a fundamentally better quality of backup service at a far more affordable price and lower total cost of ownership. And here's actually an example from a real customer of ours, a small business with 10 employees, that this was based around a tape-based backup solution. But their total year one cost to set up the solution was $6,146 just on the hardware and software and equipment that they needed, whereas with online backup it was only $1,000, so 16% of the cost of the tape-based backup solution. And then this last slide really just summarizes what we're about. What we deliver is a cloud-based backup solution that takes all the elements you need, software, hardware, the services and the support, and wraps that up into one easy subscription model for you. You deal with us. Our team will actually do the assessment of your environment. Our Blue Sky support team, they'll help you write your disaster recovery plan and provide you with a comprehensive disaster recovery plan to help you be in compliance with the HIPAA regulations. They'll help you install the software. Obviously, our team of engineers maintains the hardware in our global infrastructure grid, and then you've also got access to our 24/7 technical support organization who can remote in and help you set up the backups on new environments, help you recover data, help you get access to your data, all with your authority, of course. We cannot access your data at any time, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few slides. Okay, so let's turn and look at the SOS technology specifically. In terms of the way we've packaged our solution for healthcare providers, we've developed a specific solution that uses our core online backup technology, and it then is wrapped up in a support package from our professional services organization to really target the healthcare industry, and particularly to help businesses understand HIPAA and be in compliance when it comes to HIPAA's regulations for data protection and backup. And we'll talk through each of the elements in this diagram, but really it's the infrastructure, it's our software, it's us providing you with a comprehensive disaster recovery plan, and then using our support and training to make certain that your business understands the HIPAA regulations and requirements when it comes to data protection and backup, and then using our technology to make sure you are actually in compliance. So the SOS core technology is about three things. It's about protect, access, and share. Really, protect is the most important part of this diagram in the healthcare industry. Protect is really about having best-of-breed comprehensive backup and recovery. But I want to touch on access and share as well, because oftentimes when we look at our healthcare customers, yes, they're using our technology to back up EPHI, but they're also using it to back up other business data, whether that's just the office documents or other data that's sitting in the business. I mean, medical businesses are businesses too. So we're not just talking about EPHI, but really our solution's designed to back up all of the data in your organization. And that's where access and share becomes more relevant. So our system allows you actually real-time access to your data from nearly any device in the world. You can access your data from a BlackBerry device or an iPhone device. And that becomes crucial when you're talking about recovering from a data loss incident, because there is no time delay, there is no two-day rebuild of the environment. You can simply access that data in real time directly from your iPhone if necessary. Let's talk about some of the other particular features. I think first, one of the most important parts of it is the redundancy of the solution. So at SOS, we've got 10 data centers worldwide, 5 of them here in the United States, and if you're calling in from the US, your data would be stored here in the United States. And your data is always going to be stored in no less than 2 separate geographical data centers. So obviously redundancy is in the DNA of our company, being a backup company. But that's I think an important point to highlight, that the data is not only going to be on site with you, but we'll also help you set up a local backup so that you've got all of your data backed up on site, and again, we'll set that up for you. Then your data will also be stored in the cloud, will be in our primary data centers, and then replicated to secondary data centers as well. So you end up with at least 4 different copies of your data, which is a very comprehensive backup strategy. Some of the other features of the software, there's continuous data protection in the technology, which means that any content can be continuously replicated to the cloud. The system will detect when the data changes and back it up immediately. Unlimited computers. If there are 20, 30 workstations in your particular medical business, that's not a problem. We can handle all of those those, and there are no licensing fees associated with that. So you don't have to worry about paying software licenses because you've got 14 desktops, 20 laptops, and 2 servers, or even if you're, let's say, a smaller practice and you have 3 computers, it doesn't matter. All we look at is the amount of data that you need to be protected, and there are no ongoing license fees simply for running the software. Global roaming access and access on the iPhone we've already talked about. Free integrated local backup. This is an important point because I think it goes to the comprehensiveness of SOS's approach to data protection, that built into our software is in fact a full local backup application, which means we can continue to back up all of your data on site and then also back up the most important data off-site. Enhanced security and privacy. I just want to pause here for a second because this is actually key to understanding just why our solution is HIPAA compliant. So firstly, there are 3 levels of encryption that are used when it comes to transmitting your data to our infrastructure. The first thing we do is we use AES encryption, which is the standard promulgated by the US Department of Defense, to encrypt the data right there on your premises. That data is then transferred over an encrypted tunnel to our data centers, where it's re-encrypted again before it's stored, or encrypted at rest is how we refer to it. There's also a system called the SOS UltraSafe system, which is a single decryption key that only you and your business has access to. What it means is that nobody here at SOS can access your data. Your data is completely unintelligible to any human or computer device that is reading it, and the only way that that data can be recovered is by you on your premises using the software to then bring that data back down to your site, and it will be decrypted. We've got government agencies, banks, large financial institutions, hundreds of medical businesses and hospitals, and really businesses from all walks of life, including businesses with extremely sensitive business information, using our technology. So our security is second to none in the industry. We were in fact one of the companies that pioneered that single decryption key approach to online backup, which is now becoming an industry-wide standard. Just touching on some other key features of the software, if you've got a large amount of data, you can actually ship that data to us